What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. First, before I start, shout out to TMZ Sports. They conducted an interview with Keith one-time Thurman on the heels of Thurman Porter, which was an excellent, epic fight that just took place on free TV. CBS, shout out to Al Heyman, shout out to PBC, and One Time himself. The link is in the description. He said something interesting. They said, hey, with the Porter fight under the belt, what's next? There's rumblings of maybe even a Pacquiao fight. What do you think of that? Keith Thurman laughed and he said, I would love that. I would love that opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao. I'm here to take on the best. If you could beat me, then beat me. I'm not afraid to let my O go. He said, my mama used to beat me. My daddy used to beat me. If you could beat me, beat me. He also said, I would love to see a contract with Manny Pacquiao's name on it. Let's go. And I love this attitude from Keith Thurman. And I want to give my thoughts on this whole situation. Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. Hell of a fight. I like it. I do want to see Pacquiao in against a young, strong lion like a Keith Thurman. We've seen Floyd do it. Some people may laugh at this in hindsight or looking back on it. But Floyd fought Victor Ortiz, big welterweight, southpaw, power. And at that time, this was several quits ago, right? Not even just Victor Ortiz, also guys like Canelo, who was over a decade younger than Floyd Mayweather, a champion at the time, was big, strong, powerful, undefeated, had momentum, been fighting since he was 15. So it'd be great to see Pacquiao do that same thing as well. Pacquiao won a seat in the Senate in the Philippines. I do not know if he will continue to fight, but I would love to see a fight with Keith one-time Thurman. Now, as boxing fans, we got to get I think, honestly, the social media age of the internet kind of fucked up boxing, made it soft because everybody has a voice. There's no accountability. People just get on here and say these things and type comments and he, and it's kind of wrecked boxing because you don't even know who really knows boxing now. Like, you just talk to people, and I talk to people through the comments, and 5 minutes later I realize they're casuals and they don't really know nothing about boxing after talking to them. So that's kind of what's ruined boxing. You see a fighter like Keith Thurman who's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He took on a tough challenge of Sean Porter, who pushed him to the brink. Epic fight, set some records. The highest live gate for the Barclays in Barclays history. And it was the second most attended Barclays fight for a boxing event. So just great stats. And I had a guy tell me, he said Keith Thurman is not pay-per-view quality. That's why he's advocating for free TV. And I think that's totally wrong. I mean, look at this. This is an American champion. He has power. He can box. He can move his legs when he needs to. He has good schooling, good backstory with Ben Getty, rest in peace. Also training with Winky Wright, sparring with Sean Porter back in the day, things of that sort. I mean, the power's there. The charisma's there. He trash talks. He can also speak eloquent and call a fight, break down the science. So what do you mean he's not pay-per-view quality? So I would absolutely love to see a Pacquiao fight. And again, as fans, this internet junk gotta stop where you hear a fighter make a call out. These guys have been fighting since they were kids. I mean, every time I hear a call out from certain fighters, it's, oh, he doesn't really want that. Pacquiao would destroy him. He don't really want that. I mean, this is a very easy fix. They are both fighters. It's not like one plays air hockey and one is a fighter, or one's a fighter and one's a figure skater. They both fight. So as boxing fans, instead of saying, oh, Thurman doesn't want it, or this fighter X, Y, and Z doesn't want it, advocate for the fight, scream for the fight, make it loud and clear to these promoters and advisors that this is the fight I want, instead of saying, oh, this person doesn't want the fight. So I would love it. The talk right now is Broner versus Pacquiao. That makes business sense. I would definitely watch it. Broner's a salesman. He knows how to trash talk. But in terms of a boxing fan, I would rather see a Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao, because to me, as a fight, that is a better fight. Now, Pacquiao, he's closing the chapter in his saga. He's done a lot. So, I mean, he has the option. He could pick a Broner that makes more money to me than a Keith Thurman currently does. But I think the better fight for the fans would be against Keith Thurman. I actually give Keith Thurman a shot to beat Pacquiao at this point. Broner, I can't really see him beating Pacquiao. Broner's stance is too wide and he's flat-footed, which spells disaster against a guy like Pacquiao who's lunging in. I mean, you're not going to have enough time to react with that fake-ass Philly shell that Broner does and stuff like that. I mean, the master even got clipped, and that was Floyd Mayweather. He's mastered the Philly shell, still got clipped, but he's also very good at adjusting, and he's not as wide, and he adapts better than Broner. Broner struggles with pressure. Now, Pacquiao isn't a pressure fighter, but he's still awkward, and I think that would give Broner a lot of problems. But Keith Thurman, that's a good fight. Keith Thurman uses his legs when needed to be, and the Porter fight showed me a lot because Porter is a pressure fighter. Pacquiao's not a pressure fighter. See, a lot of people don't know about boxing and they can't break down the style. Some people think Pacquiao is a pressure fighter. He's not. Pacquiao is an ambush fighter where he's awkward, he's a southpaw, and he's gonna ambush and jump in like do-do-do-do-do, and like, oh shit. And he just out of nowhere, he springs on you, then he'll jump back out. Then he'll get you from the side and shift and move angles, and his punches, his straight left is money. Oh my gosh, he was hitting Oscar De La Hoya up and down his face with that straight left. That's probably the best straight left in boxing. So, different style. Porter, but it's a good conditioning for a Pacquiao fight because even though Pacquiao's not a pressure fighter, he's a tough fighter, he's powerful, he's speedy, and Porter is a pressure fighter. So if you could fight that type of rugged fight and that non-stop against the ropes, you know what I mean? Porter is like a linebacker, fullback or whatever, pushing Thurman against the rope. So Thurman had to use some inside fighting and things like that. I think it would be a good fight for Keith Thurman to fight Pacquiao. I'm not saying he beats Pacquiao. If it looks like this fight will get negotiated, then I'll do a prediction for that particular fight. But it would definitely be good to see Pacquiao fight a young, strong lion, a champion, a guy like that. I mean, Tim Bradley hurt Pacquiao. And see, this is the other thing. People always, oh, Pacquiao whoop his ass. Maybe he does whoop his ass. I don't know. But you got to keep in mind, Bradley hurt Pacquiao. And I think the commentator said something to the effect of Bradley whispered to Bradley in the fight, like, oh, you hurt me. And then Pacquiao, being the warrior he is, went on to knock Bradley down and hurt him. Knocked him down twice. I'm talking about the third fight, of course. So it's definitely not out of the question for Keith Thurman at this point to beat a guy like Pacquiao, but it's certainly not a hand-me fight. It's not a give-me fight. Pacquiao is still dangerous and deadly as ever for anyone. Carries tons of experience. His explosiveness, his speed is definitely on par with the best of them. So I would love a fight like that. And again, if you don't believe Keith Thurman in his call out, bring the contract, sign the contract, push for the fight as fans. I think it's a hell of a fight. Let me know what you guys think. Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao. I feel one time Let me know what you guys think. Share the video, like the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.